welcome to the THARWA 2016 POS software. Well, what we can see here is the THARWA software. On the left hand side it is the navigation panel to the different sections of the software, and we start by seeing here is the home button, which is this screen, going into the POS panel. And at the POS panel we see a number of things. Here we see on the top, this is the category section where you can select the different already defined categories. You can define your own categories from the configuration section. You can select the product underneath, so if you select let's say this category, you can scroll to find the right product. By clicking on the product, then you can add it to your transaction. Alternatively, what we can do is to add what we call a fast panel. So the fast panel is controlled by what we call the hotkeys on the right hand side, and we have defined already a number of hotkeys. The user has the freedom to define his own preferences. So here, for example, when I say foods, I see a number of foods coming up. This is a fixed panel of 6 by 6, and each hotkey is defined to hold again a 6 by 6 preference panel. You can define as many hotkeys as you like. On doing a transaction, we have basically to, before doing a transaction, we have to open the cache, so with the start of day. So we do that by clicking here, and we open our till with let's say 100, and then we say start day. Now obviously there is 100 cash into the till, and now I can continue with my transaction. Now I can say, for example, that the customer has paid 20, and then that is a cash payment. So now the transaction is completed and the receipt is printed. So now it's printing this onto the printer. Now if I want to configure my system, I have to go to the configuration, which is here, and what I see here is a number of printers. So I can define the receipt printer and a reports printer. Basically the receipts is a smaller POS printer and the reports is a large A4 size printer. So basically we select the printers, browsing them, and save the configuration. We can assign the hotkeys by clicking here onto the hotkeys configuration, and then we can say I'm selecting this hotkey, and I can select what I want to have on each of the categories. So let's say drinks. Here I have another set. This there must be some place where we don't have something, so let's say on cosmetics, right? So I see here one not assigned, so I can select that one, and then I can say from my categories and products, I can see that I want to put a hygiene product, let's say this soap. So I can double click that, and I will save that, and so now I have Palmolive there. So then we just close. Now if I go back to my POS, easily I can see that when I go to my panel, I can click on the hygiene panel, and here I will have my buttons, and this is drinks here, and hygiene is here. Now if I want to see the configuration, I continue with my configuration, and I can see the accounting. Into the accounting I place the details of my company, and I can select a company image. So here I can say I want to select one from my fixed companies. So downloads, can select my company here. This is my brand, and I can change the name. So I'm going to put something here. Globe Store, set. Okay, and then I can decide that I am working from United Kingdom or from France, Cyprus, save configuration. So now if I go back and I start this again, I will have again my globe here, and here I have my details again. Back onto the configuration, counting, and then we can see the VAT by products, where I can select which country VAT I can have. So I can say I want Cyprus again, or I want United Kingdom. So I can select my own VATs. I can define the VATs that I want, and I can define different VATs for each category or each individual product. I can export the details to CSV or import from CSV. The database tab indicates the creation of new categories, and so I can create a new category, or I can add suppliers. On the user interface, I can do things like adding a specific color to a category. For example, on the cleaning, I can put blue. And I can decide if my POS it will be left-handed or right-handed, if I want the hotkey view or the list view, as well as system currency and system language. Save configuration again. Finally, I have the products where I can define the new products. So as we have said, we defining the new products and adding new products, and here the reports where we are producing our reports. So I can select I want to see the week product, and then preview on that, so I can see what has been added. So this is THARWA, very flexible for software for POS, and basically enjoy.